Man, we're playing hits after hits after hits on the KPJOF radio show. Not only are we playing outstanding music, but we want to bring you outstanding content. And so today, ladies and gentlemen, as promised, I got my man Big Red on the line for a special interview on the show today, man. Big Red, how you doing?
What's going on, D-Bay? How you doing, baby?
Man, all is well, all is good, brother. How about you?
Oh, man, things are so good. If I was any better, I'd need to be twins to handle it all, man.
Hey, man, you got a lot of stuff going on, man. You're doing some big things, and I guess, yes, pun intended, man. So, you know, it's a real honor to have you on the show, man. Real quick, when I started in radio, man, my mentor, DJ 180, you were one of the first artists that he introduced me to. Like, he introduced me to your music. Your music was in heavy rotation. Matter of fact, I want to say Different Now is what was really heavy on his mixes.
Right.
And, man, ever since then, man, I've been a fan, especially, you know, you from the hometown, so you right around the corner, you right around the block. So it was like, man, I got to support this guy. And I just, it's an honor to have you on the show today, man. So I really appreciate you taking this time to do this interview.
No, man, thank you. And it's my honor to be here on your show. This is my first time on the show, right?
Yeah, yep. So it's all good,
Yeah,
man. Hey,
so,
man,
this
the
is
honor
great.
is all.
This is great.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Hey, so check it out, man. Go ahead and give us a rundown from start until now of who Big Red is. Let us know, you know, your upbringings, where you're from, and your testimony. What eventually led you to who you are and where you are right now in your life?
Wow. Well, my name is Big Red, BigreddD, not to be confused with the bubble gum. But yeah, man, you know, I'm from Columbia, South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
Went to Dreher High School, and you know, I graduated from Dreher, went to Wake Forest University. Go Deeps. Excuse me, I graduated from Wake Forest University. Let me clarify that. A lot of people go and don't finish.
Yeah.
I'm a graduate of Wake Forest University, class of 2000. And I got saved my freshman year in college, kind of like right in between my freshman year and my sophomore year.
Okay.
And, you know, I had grown up rapping, actually 180, DJ 180, you know, we all went to middle school together.
Yep.
180 couldn't rap. He was the beatboxer in the crew. So he kept the beat, and then, you know, a couple other guys who could flow. And it was actually through that friendship that I actually learned how to rap, because they could rap, and I was the one in the group that couldn't.
Wow.
So I used to go home. I had my baby brother had a Fisher-Price tape recorder with a little microphone on it, and I used to record beats off of the radio, and then at night I would play those beats, and I would write my raps, and I would try to memorize them so that at lunchtime I would have something to spit at lunchtime and not get thrown up, you know? So that's kind of where rapping started for me, and where lyrics became really important for me. So, you know, so fast forward to Wake Forest, I mean, I used to be in talent shows and open mic. I would rap wherever I could get. But when I got saved, I was like, okay, this hip hop and Jesus is not really gonna go together. So,
right, okay.
And nobody could put that on me. I just made the assumption. I was like, okay, this probably is not gonna jive. So, I mean, I literally remember breaking every single one of my rap CDs.
Wow.
I probably had three to 400. So I had books and books. Remember those big, you know, Case Logic cases that you have for your CDs? I probably had 3 of those. I just broke every CD. It was like starting all over. And, but I, you know, so I was saved, but then I went to this retreat at Mount Zion in Greensboro. It was a college retreat, and met some guys. It was actually, I think it was like a overnight retreat or something. And met these guys who were on fire for God, and we were just talking about music, and they actually put me on to the Cross movement.
Yes, sir.
And I was like, what? The Cross movement? Okay, let me check them out. Went and bought their CD, had to hunt for the CD, got it, and that literally just turned my life in a whole nother direction.
Wow.
You know, and I was like, okay, these guys are spitting, and it's great, and it's biblically sound. I was like, this is amazing. So I picked rap back up. That's when I started writing again. and, say, okay, well, I can do this for the Lord. So
Mm-hmm.
picked it back up, and, once I graduated, joined an amazing church in Columbia, Right Direction Church International.
Yes, sir.
Shouts out to my pastors, Dr. Herbert and Marsha Bailey, because they have really, through their ministry teaching and through their example, they really were the ones that kind of birthed me into this place of entrepreneurship and business ownership.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
kind of spirited, like, go and get it, and finding out what your destiny is and seizing it. So I've been there since 2001, and I became a member of a rap group called Wise Men.
Okay.
It was me and myself, two other guys, Carnell Johnson Jr. and Tyron Pickett. We formed a rap group, and we would do different events together and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just as it progressed, I just really started to get a sense of God calling me to take it to another level. And so, went to the guys, was prayerful about it, and
Yeah.
they in a sense, they released me. They blessed me to move forward with a solo career.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was in 2010. And in 2011, I released my first single, Different Now,
Wow.
which you referenced earlier. So it's been an amazing journey. I know that was a lot, but it's so cool
Absolutely.
to just see how God uses
Mm-hmm.
different things and points and places and people in our lives
Mm-hmm.
pivot to put us in position for what He's called us to do. So it's
Absolutely.
been an amazing journey as Big Red
Mm-hmm.
since 2011 with that first radio single, and traveling across the country and getting to speak to radio programmers and DJs like you.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I can't thank God enough just for the blessing it is to be able to carry His word through this art form and to see people's lives change.
Absolutely, man. And it never ceases to amaze me, man. The testimonies that I hear and am able to spread to the Keep Pushing Journey of Faith show audience, man. And so I really appreciate you sharing your testimony. It's definitely deep. It's impactful, man. And man, God is so good. Like, who would have thought I'm gonna say I graduated from the same high school you did, because you graduated before I did. But who would have thought? How? Look, this is how amazing God is. I'm originally from Boston, right? And I moved to Columbia, South Carolina when I was 14, and started through different situations. I ended up graduating from Drury. So here I am, a guy from Boston, graduated from the same high school that you graduated from, a man of God who I got introduced to when I first started listening to Christian hip hop. And now here I am 3-4 years later interviewing that same guy. Like, man, God just makes things come around in full circle, and He just works in mysterious ways, man. So, and big ups to your friend, man, who introduced you to Cross Movement, man, and really put you back on that path to show you that you could do your passion for God, man, because we need you, man. We need you out there on this kingdom building process, sir.
Man, amen. And I'm gonna give you a little secret. This is a hidden gem for your listening audience.
Okay.
So this may be this is going to cause you to go back and listen to the record and appreciate it even more. So this is my debut single, right? So I was like, this is my introduction to the world as a solo Christian rap artist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I was like, I gotta find a way. I'm huge on honoring, those who have paved the way
Mm-hmm.
for us. We are not so great. It is like, oh yeah, I'm a recording artist. And I was like, no, somebody went through the struggle. Somebody paved the way. They took the hate before you got there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're standing on their shoulders. So I was like, man, how can I tip my hat off to the people who helped me to get here? So there's a line in Different Now where basically where I give a shout out to the Cross Movement. I don't even want to give it away.
Okay.
But there's a line in there in the third verse where if you listen real closely, like I use one of their lines and then I kind of reference them. It's a play on words right after I use a phrase from one of their songs, and then there's a play on words that shouts them out. So
wow. You're gonna make me go back and
it's kind of like a little, I don't want to tell you. I want to make you go back and listen so you can say, "Oh wow, I hear it now. I didn't hear it before."
Oh man.
But yeah, but I'm huge on lyrics, and I'm huge on, of course you have your surface things
Yep.
that everybody can relate to. But I love putting those gems in there that you don't catch to the second or the third or
Yes,
the fifth
sir.
or the 15th time
Yes, sir.
listening to the record.
Yes, sir. And the music is so good. Your music is so good that it spins that much. You know what I'm saying? It's still in rotation now because it's that good. So I look forward to listening to that track and really trying to find that. I'm gonna be sitting here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna sit here in the studio, put my headphones on, and my wife's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to find this line. Hold on." man, I really appreciate what you're doing, man. You're doing amazing things for the kingdom, man. You got a lot going on, and so I want to take the time to try to see if we can capture some of the things you got going on. I mean, if you follow Big Red in any capacity, man, you see everything he's got going on. You're really a man of the community, down there in Columbia, South Carolina, and you're really just for the kingdom community, period, man. And so, man, you got 1 Million Cups going on, man. You got the indie ground going on. You're putting out music. You're doing music videos. You're doing commercials for Columbia Vision Statement, man. Look, just take us down a little journey of all these different things you got going on, and let us know why you're doing them and what's your passion behind all these.
Absolutely. Well, I will say, if you were to ask my wife, she would probably say that I'm doing too many things. but it's definitely by God's grace,
Yes,
know.
Sir.
And I got this from my wife, and shouts out to my wife,
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Keisha Felder. She literally is my favor.
Yes, sir.
She has helped me to even be able to do what I'm doing.
Amen.
Like, if it wasn't for her, it wouldn't even be none of this stuff that you see or that you hear. I probably would be, I don't even know what I would be doing, man.
Wow,
I mean,
wow.
It's just, shouts out to my baby.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Definitely our team. But I got this from her, in our conversations with one another. We look at the business models of great entrepreneurs such as a Steve Harvey,
Mm-hmm.
a Ryan Seacrest in the entertainment space,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Even a Bishop T.D. Jakes,
Mm-hmm.
okay? If you look at them, they all it seems like, man, he's a playwright, he's an author, he's a speaker, he's a songwriter, he's a radio host, he's a talk show host. How do you have time to do all these things?
Yeah.
But if you look at their core, it's all spinning out of generally 1 to 2 talents that they have.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at Steve Harvey, for example, that's comedy.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, the core is he wants to make you laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And then the radio spins off of that, TV spins off of that, movies,
Wow.
books, everything spins out of that central place of I want to make you laugh, I want to make you smile, I want to entertain you.
Yep.
So for me, God gave me a vision for my life, probably, man, this was like back in 2004 or 5 when I really asked God for a vision. I didn't even know what it meant to have a straight up vision for your life. There's a powerful book called The Power of Vision by by George Barna. I recommend it to anybody who's kind of questioning what your purpose is in life. It is very practical, and it gives you practical steps on seeking God and literally having a written plan for your life. Having a vision from God, rather, not necessarily a plan, but a vision. So through that, I was able to hear from God as to what I'm here to do. So there's core areas. So now I don't have to make decisions about, should I do this opportunity? Should I do this opportunity over here? These people are calling me to do this. These people say, oh, you're so good at this, we want to have you do this.
Yeah.
Okay? Those decisions, I make one decision, and that is to follow the vision that God has given me for my life. And that one decision makes all the other decisions.
Wow.
So when opportunities come up, it's not, should I do this or should I do that? But I am running that off of, does this line up with God's vision for my life?
Wow. Okay.
So it's not that this thing over here isn't good. It's just, that's not what I'm called to do.
Got you.
So, man, God bless you, but I'm not going to be of the most value to you because I'm here to do this.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that kind of sets up. So the Indie Ground, 1 million cups.
Yes, sir.
Millennial FM, collaboration with the City of Columbia. You know, so just to briefly run down those things.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
the
sir.
Indie Ground is a seminar series for emerging music artists to learn the business side of the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
That's a spinoff of my own journey as an independent music artist, navigating through this space on my own.
Yep.
And having great mentors and people showing me great books and resources and a lot of time. And I just said, man, it would be nice if and plus with the success of some of those radio singles, in particular Big Jesus,
Sure.
My God So Big.
Yep.
After the success of that song, people started seeing they just saw. They saw all the peripheral stuff. They saw the stickiness of it. And I started getting hit up by a lot of artists saying, I shouldn't say hit up, but started being contacted by artists saying, hey, I would like for you to mentor me. You know, I'm trying to come through this.
Wow.
I would love to meet with you.
Wow.
Can you kind of help me, help me not necessarily do what you did, but just help me out. I'm just getting started. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, can you mentor me?
Wow.
And my life was so crazy at the time. And I was like, the first one, I was like, hey, man, I'm going to be straight up with you. My life is on 1,000 right now. I can't mentor you.
Yep.
I don't have the time for that, like a one-on-one. I'm meeting with you all the time. But I said, if you have any question along the way, I will help you. You come with a specific question, I'll give you a specific answer, and I'll help you out with what you need at that time. So that was artist one. Then artist two came and asked the same thing. And I said, okay, I ain't thinking anything of it. I told him the same thing I told artist one. Then artist three came. These all came through Facebook Messenger. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I was like, okay, let me pray about this. Let me actually pray about this. And it wasn't even, I ain't even have time to get down on my knees good, close my eyes, to even utter the prayer before God was showing me, you are a solution here. Wow. This is what I want, and this is how I want you to do it. Mm-hmm. Yes, you were right. You don't have time to mentor them one-on-one. I want you to create this platform. Yeah. So long story short, I took the idea to the City of Columbia, to the Office of Business Opportunities, met with them with Tina Herbert, the director over there, and she loved it. And nothing like that had ever been done. Wow. Long story short, about 3 or 4 proposals later, I had a grant from the City of Columbia. Wow. To do. So this has now become a partnership with the City of Columbia to do the thing that God gave me to help other people who were in my same boat.
Amazing.
So that's where the collaboration with the City of Columbia began. Now they're calling me to wrap the vision for the City of Columbia and shoot a music video for the city. Like it started with answering the call to help somebody who was in the same position as me. Wow. So wow. I mean, 1 million cups is kind of a spinoff of that. That's entrepreneurship. Yep. That's the national program to educate, inspire, and kind of connect entrepreneurs through the Kauffman Foundation. I'm a co-organizer for that here in my city, and but that's entrepreneurship. It's the same thing. As a music artist, real talk, you have to be an entrepreneur. You have to be a music entrepreneur. Yep. You can't be out here thinking, especially as a Christian artist. We all have the same goal. We all want to lift up His name. Mm-hmm. Yes, we want to see souls saved. Mm-hmm. But if you want to have longevity, you have to think as an entrepreneur. You have to think as a business owner. Mm-hmm. What are you doing that's different from the artist that's next to you? Amen. How are you going to set your message apart from the person who, we all got the same Bible. We all serve the same God. Yes, sir. It's only so many words we can use. So it's like, how can I express myself differently than the artist who's getting radio airplay right now?
Yes, sir.
So, I know it was a long answer.
Man, I'm sitting here like taking notes.
I'm saying, like, all of this is tied. Hopefully you see all of this is tied in. Yes, it's not I'm not over here doing this random thing and that random thing. It's like
Yep.
all of this is at my core
Yes, sir.
of who I am,
Yes,
and just wanting to see people be better.
Yes,
You know, I
sir.
feel my pastor says this all the time. You know, you will do better if you know better.
Absolutely.
You know, so
Yeah.
I want to help people know better so they can do better.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Look, what you said right there. Even though you were talking about artists, and like it's the exact same approach from a radio show host perspective. You know, I was thinking that same thing. Like, yes, this is a ministry. Yes, I'm preaching the gospel and I'm trying to spread, you know, the word and people's testimony. But at the same time, that you said a key word: longevity. If you want to be around,
Right.
you got to stay relevant, and you got to look at it from a business perspective, man. So, man, I'm blessed to know you, man. I'm so happy to know you. you might have radio personality number one hitting you up. Hey, man, can I get some mentorship? Hey, speaking of radio, man, you just were part of the launch of Millennial FM 95.9, man. Tell us a little bit about that, because I'm gonna tell you something. That's amazing, and that's what you guys do there. Whew, like, I'm totally on board. I was trying to catch you guys out here in Augusta the other day, man. I wasn't able to get it, but I was trying, man. I was trying so hard. I think I was in Edgefield, looking at a little beater to buy, get from A to B, and I was like, man, let me see if I can get 95.9 real quick. But yeah, man, tell us about Millennial FM, man.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I have a 12-year background
Yes, sir.
in the radio industry.
Yes, sir.
So I started out at WFMB 95.3 FM in Columbia, and was there for 10 years. Took a 2-year hiatus. You know, I left there.
Yeah.
I really felt impressed with the Lord to really focus on my music ministry, on the ministry of music, you know, as an artist. I was beginning to become mediocre. I couldn't say mediocre, but my interests were divided.
Yeah.
You know, so I was doing radio, but things were happening on the music side, and I'm like, you're not gonna do outstanding in one area or the other when your time is divided. So, you know, prayed about it. My wife and I prayed about it, and just really felt a release to end that part of my life right there at 10 years, and then focused on music. And some great things came out of that. You know, went on tour with Akintunde and with David Mann, and you know, shot the music video for Big Jesus, which did very well. You know, opened up for Lecrae on his destination tour, on the Columbia stop of the tour. So it was like some really great highlights of my career happened like in those 2 years. And so towards the end of those 2 years, got a call from the radio group owner, you know, Mr. Alex Knight, and he was just sharing his heart about ministering to young people. And he wasn't quite sure what it was going to look like, but, you know, I was thinking, hey, I'm down. You know, as Big Red, I can help you promote it. I can corral the other artists.
Yes, sir.
Say, hey, you guys, we need to support this effort.
Yes, sir.
Just kind of market it. I
Yes,
saw
sir.
myself just being a promoter of the station.
Yes, sir.
And getting the word out about it. So as it developed further, the Lord just started dealing with me like, you have more than that to give.
Yes.
You have more than that. That's not what I want you to do. And so I ended up calling, told my wife, I said, you won't believe the conversation I had and what's on his heart. And God just started dealing with me. I ended up calling him back, and I said, listen, you know, put this on the shelf. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to give me an answer. We don't have to formalize. I said, but just know you have my 100% support in this effort, and you tell me, you know, whatever I can do to be of service. If you want me to sweep the floors, if you want me to vacuum the filter for you, I said and I was so serious.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever help looks like to you,
Yes, sir.
I want to be that to you for this, because this is God.
Amazing.
You know, this is what you're about to step into. This is a movement that you're stepping into right now. This is God.
Yes, sir.
And so some months went by, and you know, we started the meetings started to intensify, and before you know it, you know, I was there, you know, and there for the part of the team, you know.
sir.
So I am the station manager for Millennial FM.
Awesome.
95.9. We play. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. But it's a it ain't even about the title.
Right.
It's about the amazing opportunity that I have to, again, going back to that core,
Yep.
to help emerging music artists and to help other people who are in the same boat that I was in, or some that I'm in right now.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
I mean, the fact that, I mean, you know, just seeing all the music submission emails come through on a consistent basis, and you knowing that you're adding local artists to the radio rotation, or you know, you may end up mentoring them or encouraging them some way, some shape, form, or fashion. These cats are in the same position that I was in 2011.
Yes, sir.
And it ministers to me in a way I can't even touch. I can't even articulate how much of a blessing that is to me, to be able to not only help the artists, but also to deliver this amazing music to the world over the FM dial and over the internet.
Yes, big
you
time.
know, so it's crazy, and I'm so grateful to God for a trailblazer such as Mr. Snipe. He doesn't like a lot of credit. He don't like to. If he was in this room right now, he would be shaking his head and just wanting you to stop. So I'm gonna take the liberty to give him his props.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
He's a trailblazer, and he's a risk taker.
Yes, sir.
And he's a man after God's heart.
Yes, sir.
You know, you don't go 40 years in radio and then decide, you know what, I'm gonna take this risk.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna invest the money in something that's hardly ever been done before.
Yep.
It's like, who does that?
Yep.
A man after God's own heart does that.
Absolutely.
You know,
man.
and man, to see my kids coming in the house and going around the house rapping.
Yes, sir.
No big deal, and rapping. And rapping.
Yes, sir.
Whoever.
Yep.
You know, I mean, Cannon and rap.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
You know, it's little words that you say around the house, and my son will be like, I'm just getting warmed up. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like it's the words, all this vernacular is becoming a part of my 5-year-old and my 2-year-old. And I'm like,
yes, sir.
Thank you, God. You know, so it's impacting my own house as well, you know?
Absolutely.
So it's such a blessing to be a part of.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And with all that going on, you still are finding time to continue to drop new music. I mean, you've got all these blessings going on. God has blessed you in all these ways, and you're still able to get back. I don't want to say your roots, but you're still able to get back to Big Red and make great music. And so you've just dropped your latest single, Running Back to You, and it features Fred Hammond. Tell us about that song. Tell us about the collaboration with Fred Hammond. How did this song develop, and when did you think to yourself, you know what, this is who I need on the track?
So the funny part to this debate is this song, I actually wrote it almost 2 years ago.
Wow.
So I was sitting in a coffee shop in 5 Point, in a local coffee shop named Drip. And it's really one of the coolest little coffee shops. And I found my little sweet spot, and that was my writing spot. So I would come to Drip, and I would get my coffee, and I would write songs.
Yes,
and
sir.
so I started writing a song about 2 years ago, and got the track. I'm the type of person, I generally write to music. I know some people who they write first and then they find a track that matches the music that they've written. I'm the other way around. So I will get the track first, and I'll write to the track.
Okay.
So I had the track from Tone Jones. Shouts out to Tone Jones out of ATL. And as soon as I heard this track and started writing to it, I named the song, and it was a rap. Like, I knew that I wanted Fred Hammond on it. And so from day one, in my file on my computer, I had Running Back to You featuring Fred Hammond.
before you even approach him.
I didn't even know Fred Hammond. I don't know her for the record. Like, we were friends.
Right.
I didn't know anybody who knew him. Like, this was not a pick up the phone, hey, Fred.
Yeah.
Hey, I need
a favor.
I want you to. No. No, not at all. Okay? Like, I had opened up for him one time. We never even met at that event. And the one picture that I had with him was after he got off the stage. ministering before Bishop Jakes one time, and it was like in the hallway, and I was like, "Hey, Fred, can I get a picture?" But that was it. He didn't know who I was from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. But this song, this is the most transparent song that I've ever written. I mean, I literally was sitting in drip, crying when I wrote this song because it was so. It pulled stuff out of me. It reminded of things of my past that I went through in my walk with God. And so part of it was the emotions of unearthing those things. And then the other part, to be honest with you, D-Bate, was like the fear of what people might think once they heard the lyrics in this song.
Wow, okay.
If I can just be honest with you. I was like, not that I wasn't transparent in any of the songs, but it was like very out there.
Yeah.
It's out there in this song. This song is me. This is my life. Every verse in this song is my life.
Wow.
And so it's my prayer, as you'll hear in the song in a few minutes, that God would use this song and my life in this song for the different people to catch on to these same times that I experienced in my relationship with God, that they would see themselves in this song and see that even though you identify with that space and you're like, yo, that's me. That's me right now. That you also can see that there's hope, and no matter what you go through, no matter what struggles you have in your relationship, no matter how far you think you got from God, that you can always run back to Him.
Wow.
So that's my prayer. And this song is different. It's not a different now. It ain't a turn up. It ain't a big Jesus.
Right.
This is a mellow. This is a soulful, introspective, like you and me, Jesus type of song. And so that's what it is. So I had the song written. I had been reaching out to Him for throughout the last 2 years. Intermittently, trying to find the plug, trying to find somebody, without being stalkerish, but being professional. And finally, a connection was made. They asked me to send them a demo of the record, and along with my music video and just some other information about myself. And once they heard the record, I heard back from them about a week later, and they said, "Hey, Fred loves the record. He's agreed to do the collab with you. He wants to know how soon you can get to Dallas."
Wow.
So I actually flew to Dallas, recorded at his studio.
Wow.
And we were like literally in the same space creating this worship experience that you're going to hear. So once again, I mean, you can't give nobody credit but God for these types of connections and this type of flow. It's all Him, because it's a greater purpose that He has in mind. So I'm really excited about this song, and thank you for being one of the first to catch on to it and to introduce it to your audience.
Oh yeah, man. We're always here for you, man. I'm always here for you from a radio show perspective and just a brother perspective, man. Anything you need, just reach out, man. If I can provide you anything, it's there for you, man. So whatever I got you guys, it's all good, man. And I really appreciate you taking the time to do this interview, man. Like I said, coming into the radio world, you're one of the first guys that I was introduced to, and to know that I'm from the same area you're from, and to have you now on the show is just an absolute blessing from God. And it's truly an honor to have you on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Man, thank you. I appreciate you, brother to brother. Thank you. It's always good to chop it up. Iron sharpens iron, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, go ahead and release your social media information, your website, and email. So if somebody listening wants to contact you, if there's another artist out there that's like, man, I need to get a hold of the Indie Underground, man, they can just reach out and connect with you.
Absolutely. So I love social media. So on Twitter, that ancient thing Twitter, I'm at official Big Red, for any of those of you out there who still use Twitter. Everything else, I'm Big Red Music, BIGREDD Music. So that's Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Pinterest. I'm just playing. I don't use Pinterest, but Big Red Music on everything. But the hub is BigRed.com, BIGREDD.com. So that has all my social media feeds, pictures, videos, anything that's going on. If you want to buy my Guy So Big T-shirt,
yes, sir.
you can actually order, all my music right there on the website as well, including the new song "Running Back to You." So, which comes out on May 26th,
yes,
if
sir.
I may throw that in there. So, and I'm doing something different too this time around. Like in the past, I've just waited and just pushed everything to that release date. I'm doing pre-order this time.
Okay.
I really want people to have experience with it on the radio. I want people to seek it out. I want people to desire it. I just wanted to create a little bit of a delay.
Yes,
I think
sir.
everything now is so like, where is it? People are like, where's the song? I was trying to stream it. I'm like, exactly. That's why it's not out there. I want you to call your local radio station.
Yeah.
I want you to ask people, have you heard it? I want to create that dialogue, create that anticipation. So everything is pre-order until May 26th, and then it'll be available on all outlets. But yeah, so all of that is at BigRed.com, and of course, booking information. My manager, Lamyron Jenkins, of Integrity Consulting and Management. You fill in that fill-in form, and he will hit you back.
Man, amazing. Look, you guys go check out BigRed.com, BigRed.com for all the information as it pertains to Big Red and everything he's doing. Or, I mean, you can do a simple Google search for Big Red, man. You type in Big Red and everything pops up. Everything he's got going on, from Millennial FM to the Indie Ground to his commercials that he's done for Columbia and his music videos for Big Jesus, everything pops up, man. Make sure you connect with Big Red. Big Red, man, do me a favor. Go ahead and front announce Running Back to You for our audience. We're about to spin it right now on the show.
Excellent, man. Listen, if you're out there and you're listening, you are never too far away from God to run back to him. So right now, I'd like to personally introduce you to my brand new single, Running Back to You, featuring Fred Hammond.
Let's go.